Okay. Welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome to the video. Today I was just messing around, doing some Omni Fishers to crack some Ducats, put some sets together, maybe for some plat, farm some Ducats. And I got to thinking, I looked at the creds, I got to thinking, I've been building a lot of weapons recently that have the unique traits. I've been going back, just trying to give myself something to do and have fun with the game. And I went back to thinking about just like the ultimate farming build. So I settled with Nekros for the mobility. I know Cora's up there, and some of you guys like Atlas for it, and those are all great picks. They really are. I think that loot layering is awesome. I love to try to figure out how to get the most out of every single mission. So I love like that kind of content and taking in that kind of content. And now that I am attempting to be a new content creator and share my path with people and share the things that I've learned, I'm excited to try something with you guys live. So I was looking at the Secura Lecta while I was farming because I have been, like I said, building my Nekros, trying loot layering, just seeing what stacks and how to best use those to maximize my time on the game. And when I farmed all of the credits that you see on the screen, the 68 million or so up here, I had maybe probably like almost 200 million at one point because of the double credit weekends and me playing the game so long. I would just take advantage of the double credit weekends. I would buy a credit booster. I would, have a friend or myself when, or somebody in the clan, give a credit blessing at the relay as well. And all of those things stack, run a chroma and do profit taker, or run a good swift index build and you could just make like 1.2 million a high index run or something like that, just the one. So you do like 4 or 5 in a row without leaving because you can efficiently just smash it, and you could build credits pretty quickly. So I want to see if building the weapon, the Secura Lecta, with its unique bonus, with Nekros's Desecrate, with as many buffs as I can put around credits, that you can passively farm the credits rather than having to be stuck in the index or stuck doing profit taker or even the 1999 mission over and over again. The 1999 mission, I would say, is probably going to be the best for just strictly like the mix of like resources and creds without this build. But I believe with this build and a Nekros, if you wanted to run a Nekros, you have crazy potential to just break the meta of credit farming and just go into pretty much whatever mission you want. So if you need Tellurium and you're just farming that, and you go to a certain mission to farm Tellurium, you're still really stacking credits. So this whole video, this whole stream, and this whole test will be to see if we can break the meta on having to go to the index or do something super specific to farm credits. If we just throw on these mods and this weapon in the background. Again, I run it with Nekros just because Nekros is going to run Desecrate and give me an opportunity to... I will show you all my loot layering and why I do what I do. So let's just jump into it, man, before I'm babbling on your guys here. So, pro tip number one for me is I always try to hang out when I'm just chilling or looking at builds or doing anything like this where I'm going to be in my menu a lot before I do testing, or if I'm like chilling looking at the market, or pretty much any time. Like if you come home from work and you're about to go downstairs and make a coffee, or run to the bathroom, or even before I take a shower, sometimes I come home, I fire the PC up, I run, I dash to a relay, and then while I'm in the shower, I passively get boosters or blessings. It's like if you just chill in here, people are always farming. There's mad people on. They're going to give you blessings just passively because they're using it as well. I do it all the time. I know I'm a Legend 3, so I always just go to a random relay, jump in, drop my resource blessing and go, because I'm farming, so now everybody in there gets blessed as well. So if you're just chilling in the relay, a lot of the times you can get a lot of passive blessings. I think I might have one ready. Let's see. Yes, I do. So I can give myself a credit blessing, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until we put this build together, guys, and are ready to go testing before I burn it, so that I can put some solid testing in and still have the blessing up, because this does not require a blessing. Like I said, it does not require Nekros, but to maximize the pickups, I believe that this is possibly going to be the best. So now that we know we'll have the blessings, let's just go ahead and jump into the arsenal and look at what we're dealing with, right? So my Nekros Prime build goes as follows. And if you're a new Tenno, take whatever version of this you can. You know what I mean? This is definitely more of an end game. How do I spam creds and cred farming? And I know everybody needs credits, but if you can get your hands on a Nekros, you can throw this on the regular Nekros. And if you do not have these prime mods, use the non-prime version. And just rock with it. Like, I think this should work based off of just the math. Okay, so with Nekros, my build. Let's see if I can go. Yeah, so we'll go down here. This is nothing, just to kind of go over what he's doing. I subsume over Soul Punch. Well, let me just go over my build. Like I said, you guys know what Nekros does. So I go over Soul Punch with Nourish. I know everybody's going to be like, oh, Nourish. But at the end of the day, guys, I mean, there's not many better subsumes when you just look at the layers of what Nourish adds, right? Like, some people are like, oh, but, it's so easy to just, yeah, man, but I mean, it can allow you to run negative efficiency builds, like, and balance that out almost directly. It gives you a damage buff, explosion spread, virals like crazy, adds damage to, there's just so many layers of Nourish just by in one ability. It's pretty much the perfect subsume on like 70% of builds. Terrify, we all know what that does. So you're going to cast fear into the hearts of nearby enemies, causing them to run away in terror, and scaling off of power at 214, I believe, is the threshold. Or maybe no, I think you might be able to go down to like 170 the full strip, maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. But anyways, if you ramp it up, 214 I know is the threshold to get 90% damage reduction from your Shield of Shadows. Then from health conversion, you get another layer of damage reduction. Then I have adaptation, which gives you another layer of damage reduction. And then I run Arcane Blessing for health tank. And then obviously you still have shield, and I run Augur Reach, which gives me a layer of shield gating. So I have taken this to level cap. I don't go often. This is a good build. It's got the 190 range on it. It is negative efficiency. That's why I went with Nourish. I do know that there's other subsumes that are good. I do know that there's other subsumes that are good on Nekros, and I also know that there is one more layer of loot layering that you can do with this. but I currently do not have Atlas subsumed in the helmet, so I don't have Petrify in there, so I can't put it on here. But essentially, you can subsume that on here, put Orgaze, the augment for it on there. It would also be a stack on top of Desecrate as well. And then if you run the Ripkas with the mod on it, you get the 100% gore. It's a lot of resources. It's super crazy. So as soon as I get an Atlas to subsume to the helmet, I will also test that build live online just to, and make a video just to outline how much better, or, you know, what kind of differences we see in adding that layer of Petrify. But anyways, to get back to it, Desecrate, this is going to be the star of the day per se, and why I use this guy in general. So Desecrate will force fallen enemies around you to drop additional loot. Right? So it'll scan a corpse or a body, whether you or your teammate kill them. It doesn't matter your what do you call it, companion. It doesn't matter how they die. As long as they're within that range of the 47.5 meters, they will be scanned and have an opportunity to drop additional loot. Right? So it's a 54% chance. That's just what it is. You cannot scale that at all. Now the radius does scale on range, and then health drain comes from Despoil, which is the mod for Desecrate. We're running that as well. So as you can see, I only have 340 energy. I try to run decent duration. We have negative efficiency, so I want to keep all of these things up and running. You know, Nourish will help, because Desecrate is also going to make you drop an insane amount of health orbs. And I know everybody's probably looking at the build who knows and being like, where's Equilibrium? How are you crazy? Only 340 energy and no equilibrium, like you're tripping. But I will show you how I balance all of that out. I really never stress for energy. My abilities are always up. I'm never hungry for any of it. It works super, super good. Yeah, and so let's just get into it. So I run Despoil. So instead of using energy for Desecrate, I use 10 health, and I will show you how I balance that out to cancel that out, because of all the health orbs dropping with Desecrate. It kind of cancels itself out almost, like it pays for itself, because 190 you saw is that 47 meter range. So there's a lot of enemies in there, you know, in these high level missions. So it could cost you, you know, 15 health times the 100 enemies in there. Like it could start adding up. Right? So how do you cancel that out? The health orbs will drop like crazy. You'll be able to essentially cancel it out because the energy orbs will drop. And instead of using Equilibrium, I used one Tau Forged purple shard for the 30 and 30%. And it is honestly enough with the amount of orbs that drop sheerly off of the Desecrate. Also with my companion, because I run the synth mods. So I'll show you that as well, because that's another part of this build, which is just the loot layering. So again, the rest of these are just stretch and auger reach to make sure that we get to that 190%, which is, I think, pretty much like the meta as far as farming builds go, as far as like the content that I've taken in off of TikTok and YouTube and these sites of doing my own research, just being a 10-0 and a player. I think that 190 is kind of like where people expect a loot build to be. So you get that 190, you got the 214%, which I learned from one of the YouTube videos I was watching about Nekros throughout my 11 years. I can't remember exactly who it is, but shout out to them again. And I don't want to claim that any of this, by the way, disclaimer, nothing on this channel do I claim that I invented. I understand this game is huge. We all play it. It's been out for a long time, so I don't think necessarily that I invented the wheel. I'm just sharing my version of the wheel and how I discovered it. So I just want to throw that out there. So, shout out to anybody who discovered these things and gave it to the community for me to somehow absorb through the people I watch. And yeah, so anyways, back to it. So 190, the 214%, I learned through a YouTuber that the Shield of Shadows at 214% strength should give you 90%, around 90% DR on the thing. Because with Shield of Shadows, each shadow within 50 meters takes 6% of damage done to Nekros and his steed. The damage redirection goes up to 12% at 214% damage. At a 95 meter radius, so I can be 95 meters away from my shadows before they dissipate. But that's 12% stacked 7 times, from what I believe. So, or no, I think it can 9 or 10, but it depends. So Nekros can pull up 7 shadows unless he pulls up, like you're fighting the Corpus or the guy who like summons the cats and stuff like that. If you happen to get one of them into your army, I think you can get up to like 11 or 12 summons if they summon like their robots or the cats, because your shadow will also, like summon their summons. If you weren't aware of that, so summon a shadow versions of yourself, vanquish enemies to fight. They also just draw a lot of aggro, guys. So if you don't mess with Nekros a lot, and you just this isn't your cup of tea, and you're just now learning about Nekros, like they also take just a lot of aggro. So that's just another layer. Like this could be probably overkill to a lot of you guys, like as far as like DR goes and survivability. But again, I do run like a lot of Void Cascade and things like that could potentially get me into those like high level, missions where you can just get one tap. So I run a lot of layers of survivability, even with some shield gating in there and everything going on. But it is a super fun and viable build just by itself, okay? But with the loot layering, I also, with all of the stacking that you see between the Desecrate, I am running the Chesa Kubra with the Retrieve mod. So the Retrieve mod is essentially an extension of Desecrate. It does essentially the same thing. He's like a little mini Nekros. So if you're not running Nekros and you're still trying to farm anything like with Korra or Atlas or anything, I would suggest bringing along the Chesa Kubra and with the Retrieve mod, right? But the unique thing about the Retrieve mod that Desecrate does not do, from my knowledge, right, is I'm pretty sure Desecrate says from Fallen. Let's go back real quick before I put my foot in my mouth live. Right, so Desecrate. Yes, so it forces fallen enemies around you to drop additional loot, right? Which also the Chesa Kubro does at a 45% rate, so a little bit less, right? Like some mini Nekros you can slap, a mini Desecrate you can slap onto anybody, right? Every 10 seconds, I believe it procs. Yes, within 30 meters. But the unique thing about the Chesa Kubro and why it does also layer, right? It will scan the same, it won't scan the same body that Nekros already scans, so they kind of take away from each other. But not really, because Desecrate is going to scan everything within those 47 meters, and every 10 seconds, if the dog steals one enemy, one fall or whatever couple enemies within 30 meters, it's not going to really hurt the Desecrate, especially with the kills per minute that you're doing in a like a pub squad or running with a squad where you guys are being efficient in your killing anyways, during your loot runs. But outside of that, it also is unique because it gives you, if you read all the way through, Kubro has a 45% chance to scavenge additional loot from a fallen enemy or container within 30 meters every 10 seconds, right? So the cool thing about that is all the containers that you bust and all of the lockers that you open and all of that, that is unique to the Chesakubro, right? So you have a 45% chance to double that, which is awesome, right? Because it layers on to Desecrate because um, he does not hit the containers. He does not hit the lockers, right? Or drops from them. So you can get some unique drops out of the lockers and the crates and containers. So it's like within 30 meters, which is a decent range. So you get extra loot just out of the containers as well. So it's like another layer of just extra loot. Why not, right? Like this has a chance to double things that, because if he's already desecrated the body and your companion is close enough to you, it's not going to rescan those bodies within 30 meters. So it might proc, and then you feel like, oh, it was a waste because Nekros already scanned these bodies and didn't get anything, so they can't be scanned again. But this will proc, and then any containers that were within 30 meters, it can double the drops of those, which will be almost a guarantee because Nekros does not do that. So you'll have not a guarantee, but a guaranteed chance at it. Like Nekros won't cancel you out. So loot layering with that. Now I usually, depending on what I'm actually farming for and what I'm looking to get out of my runs, I usually run Resourceful Retriever. Now I want to do a little bit of testing between Resourceful Retriever, Loyal Retriever, and Prosperous Retriever. Right. So today I think we'll be using Prosperous Retriever just because this is going to be a credit farm video. But Loyal Retriever gives you that 13% chance to double both credit and resource pickups in the same mission. I should probably be running this on the day-to-day because I am getting pretty good on resources, and I think this would be more of a balance with all of the loot layering I've already got going on. That this will be a little bit more balanced. With the 18, that 5% I feel like makes a difference. I don't know well, obviously makes a difference, but I don't know for sure, but I feel like if you're focusing something, you definitely want to, like, if you need just resources, run this. If you need just credits, run that. But I think Loyal Retriever might be a decent mod to run just the everyday. Anyways, to get into it, we're going to go ahead and swap these now. So we're going to go Prosperous Retriever. This is going to give us an 18% chance to double credit pickups, right? So this is all going to tie in. I know I've been blabbing. But to tie it all in and why all the loot layers matter is with the two chances to basically desecrate and the Prosperous Retriever and the bonus that the Secura Lecta gives you and the bonus that Nekros gives you, you can essentially get 128 times the normal credit drop from one single enemy, right? So what does that mean, Superior, right? So essentially, let me see, where did I do my math? I'm pulling up my notepad here, guys. Give me 1 second so I can make sure I know I mathed right, so let me just make sure. Okay. So essentially with all of the layering, right, we're going to look at the Secura Lecta so you can understand the layering for that. Okay, so the weapon itself has a unique trait. What are we doing? Arsenal, we're going to go Secura Lecta. So I have not built this, right? This is something that we are going to do together. I do have an Orcan reactor on it. I did purchase the Exilius and the arcane spots as well. Okay, so this is going to be fully on here, but there zero forma as of right now. We are going to forma it. I also purchased a Unrolled Lecta Riven for 50 plat. We are also going to roll that live so we can try to get a good roll for it and come up with a good build, okay? Just base stats, it's not too bad. So for the unique trait, though, is what we're building around, is enemies killed drop up to 4 times more credits, scaling with mastery rank, right? Now that I read it, I wonder if it works like Amalgam mod on the Ripkas, where even if you use, because of the 100% gore, because it just says enemies killed. So is this wall equipped or enemies killed with this weapon? Because it doesn't specify. I will find out for you guys here in a second. But anyways, the base of what we're building around is enemies killed by this weapon specific, or enemies killed, we'll find out, right? Drop up to 4 times more credits. So at base, without putting a mod on this weapon at all, enemies killed drop 4 times more credits than they normally would, right? But this says it scales with mastery rank. So I did a little bit of research because I was like, what could that possibly mean? And how high does this scaling go? So the scaling can essentially go up to 100%, right? So you can go up to 8 times essentially. That happens at, maxes out at mastery rank 20. So if you are mastery rank 20 or plus, right? 20 plus, you are getting the max bonus, base bonus out of the Secura Lecta. So you're going to have 8 times. So I'm a legend 3, so automatically I'm getting 8 times more from one single kill of an enemy, right? They drop that little credit pack, all the enemies, when they drop their little credit pack, this is going to be 8 times what it normally would be. Okay? Then we added in the fact that I have a purchasable credit booster, which automatically doubles every credit pickup I have. So at base, this is 8 times, right? With my credit booster, automatically goes to 16. So now every enemy I kill without any mods on here or anything, because I purchased this though, right? I now have times 16. So that little credit thing, every enemy drops, is now times 16 from each enemy on that drop, right? So then we throw in Prosperous Retriever, which you just watched me apply, right? And that has an 18% chance to double all of that. So if that happens, right, then it's all multiplicative, right? So you have the 4 times from the Secura Lecta at base, 2 times from the mastery rank bonus, you double up that, 2 times from your credit booster, 2 times from your Prosperous Retriever if it procs. So at potential, you get 64 times. That little credit pack would be worth 64 times what it is, right? From just one single pickup, it would be 64 times. So for easy math, let's say you defeat the enemy, right? He drops you 1 credit. If all of these boosts proc at once, you get that Prosperous Retriever proc. You'll get 64 credits from just that one enemy, right? But with Nekros entering the chat and the Chesakubro, if one of their retrieve or desecrates proc on that enemy at the same time as the Prosperous and all of those things proc, the way desecrate works and retrieve work is you get an identical duplicate of that drop. So what does that mean in, you know, in raw terms is if you will get a duplicate of whatever you've already ran up. So now, you know, we just got done talking about how we ran up that 64 times. So let's say we get all the things go right. We get the Prosperous Retriever, all the things go bomb, bomb, bomb. We get a 64 credits to drop from that one person. Desecrate can then double that and give you another 64. Right? So it's not 1 credit that drops from these people. You can essentially, anybody who plays Warframe knows that you can, you know, every one of these guys are dropping, you know, a couple hundred credits, if not more, depending on what mode you're playing. And this is every enemy. You have that opportunity every time. So Desecrate's not always going to proc. Prosperous isn't always going to proc. But between all of the loot layering that we have with the Retriever and the Prosperous and the double thing, now we're also going to throw the Blessing in there, which can also make it proc even more, right? From the Relay Blessing is another 25% chance for extra creds. So with everything stacking up, it gets pretty ridiculous. And I also factored in the fact that, like, when I usually do my credit farming, I do it on a double credit weekend, and TennoCon is coming up. So I haven't heard any announcements myself. But if we do get blessed with a double credit weekend, this could possibly just break the internet when it comes to Warframe, because if we are able to put a build together tonight that makes the credit farming passive while you're just doing everything else, especially during TennoCon, where you're going to be wanting to farm your ducats to get all of those things, or farm your plat if you didn't buy the ticket to borrow. So you're going to farm your plat to buy the stuff from the people who did put the ticket. You're going to want to not be stuck in index and all of this stuff to do all of this trading and get your credits right. You could do it passively, because that 128 credits would then double. So you could essentially, on a double credit weekend, get 256 times a single credit pickup if everything goes right. Okay, so let's get into it and chop it up. Okay, so we are a Legend 3, right? So that means that this unique trait automatically gives me 8 times instead of 4 times. Right? Anybody under, I believe it's a 0.5% increase. Or no, a 5% increase, not 0.5. That makes no sense, right? Because it's 100%, 5 times 20, simple math. Look, I was out here doing all this crazy good math, making myself look good, and then the simple math broke my brain. So it's 5% per mastery rank. So, you know, if you just do the simple math, if you're a mastery rank 5, you're going to get a 25% bonus, right? So you'll get the 6 times, right?
But all will be forgotten in the coming prosperity.
You'll get 5 times, then 6, then 7, then 8, so you can double it. So once you hit 20, you max out. So anything past 20 is overkill as far as this weapon. You can't increase it anymore to get the max proc you could get without the double credit weekend. If you buy the booster, get the blessing and everything, is 128 times single credit pickup. Okay. So what can we do on the first go round?
Can't bloody sleep because I can't turn the bloody things off.
Oh, I gotta put Burning Wasp because I mean we could put a stance mod straight on it, but let's just do Burning Wasp and see what happens. Now we do want this thing to kill things, because I think let me actually see if I can wiki that, because it does just say enemies killed. So does that mean, like, if I kill him with my primary weapon? Because the way that the weapon that I usually run, just to give you guys a quick look at what I usually run with this build when I'm just regular farming, because Desecrate will scan each body part as its own entity if you get the gore effect. So if, like, you know, when they get chopped in half from, like, some of the melee weapons and stuff like that, or anything like with the slash effects and stuff like that, and he would usually not desecrate anybody affected from, I believe, like gas or radiation, because they, like, dissolve or something. They don't gore up. So they tell you to, with Desecrate, to run high slash weapons, but with the Ripkas they actually have a specific amalgam mod, the Ripka's True Steel, which, as you can see right here, the gore chance under this line here, that 100% gore chance is what we're looking at. That is unique to this weapon, and what that means is that works across everything. So you do not have to get a kill with the Ripkas to get the 100% gore. You could get it with a weapon, ability, anything, and it's going to gore at 100% rate. So they're going to gore, even if they were killed with radiation and gas and the things they would usually disappear with. This is going to make them gore anyways. I think the max gore is the one enemy can turn into 5 pieces, like the legs, arms, and the torso. And Desecrate will scan each one of those things separately. even though it was just one kill. It will scan its leg, its arm. So you'll have so many opportunities for extra loot. It gets kind of crazy. So that's why they say to run the Ripkas with this, because if you're getting the gore effect, then it's going to scan all of those as separate bodies, which gives you, instead of, you know, if every corpse turns into 5 corpses, then Desecrate's just going to go crazy. You're going to get a crazy amount of loot. So this loot build is awesome. If you do not have the Lecta, or you're just doing some regular farming, I suggest going with the Ripkas. You literally don't need anything else here. You literally could just put this on maxed out by itself, not even with a stance mod on there, and you're still going to get the effect of the extra drops because you'll get the gore. I tend to use them sometimes when I'm getting bored or just having fun, so I've tried to start, like you see I put one form in there. I'm trying to kind of build it a little bit, but this is truly all that matters on that. Okay, so we'll go back to the Lecta. So anyways, the reason this ties into the build is the way that I'm reading the Lecta is, like, I did not know until I did some research and then followed up by watching some creators and reading the wiki and Reddits and all the things to make sure everybody was right. I did not know that the gore chance worked like without me using the weapon, right? So why that's important is the way that the Lecta reads, it just says enemies killed. So that means, like, if I kill them and I just have the Lecta equipped, do they drop the 4, right? Or is it like, do I kill them with the Lecta for them to drop the 4? Or 8 times. Let's see if we can figure that out. Try to search the internet a little bit to see what it says. Enemies killed drop 4 times more credit, skills of mastery. Does it only work? Okay. So Reddit would say that, let me check some sources here. Okay, so that is unique. So it's a yes and a no, which is crazy. Okay, so it's a yes at the base. The base answer is yes, you have to get the kill with the Secura Lecta to get the 4 times effect from its unique boost, right? Here's what's crazy about this, chat, right? Is from what I'm reading, though, the MR bonus, that 4 times you would get from being mastery rank 20 or higher, that kicks in as soon as you enter the mission, is kind of always on. Like almost like a credit booster. Like it's just automatically on no matter how you get kills with like ability kills, and that it doesn't matter. It just boosts pickup value regardless of how the kill is come across. That's also very big because even if you were to run with abilities or something or switch off or need to switch and get some kills with something else, or you just naturally had your my companion kills like crazy, right? So like if I'm not getting all the kills, my companion with the contagious bond can wipe out a room. So it's nice to know that not the whole 8 times will kick in with abilities, but 4 times of it will, which is pretty awesome, if you ask me. But we're still gonna try to kill with the Lecta to obviously make it maximized. But it's nice to know that if it gets to a point in the mission where you cannot kill with your
We work
Lecta,
hard now, and for sure we suffer. But all will
that
be
you could
forgotten
get
in
the
the coming
mastery rank
prosperity.
bonus from the credits right
Nefano
away.
watches over us. The order of the prophet too. Life is profit. Hear what they say?
And this only works with the Secura Lecta, by the way.
Shop to give me my
That's the
service.
trade. It does
Can't
not work
bloody
with the
sleep,
regular.
because I can't turn the bloody things off.
Alright, so again, let's run it. We're looking at,
Self-employed.
what was it,
me
Burning
rear end.
Wasp.
Only thing I own is
Throw that in there, get our
toxic
+10.
shock. The water I'm treading and head full of bad dreams.
We're looking at a V for our Lecta Riven, so I'm automatically just going to, since it's already mastery rank 30, I'm automatically going to throw a Forma on here and just make it a V right off the bat. I'm going to want to try to build to this Riven, plus V is like probably the best thing to form your first Forma on pretty much anything in the game, to be honest. Because a lot of good mods got the V.
I'm hilarious and proud, as are all my clan.
So now we will actually back out real quick. What do we have here? Boom, boom, boom. We just keep getting affinity boosters. We got us a nice little look at all the, you saw the affinity boosters proccing. That's what I mean by like passive blessings though, guys. If you just stand in a relay while you're chopping it up, making your videos, doing all those things before testing, you're just automatically going to get like these credit blessings and resource blessings and affinity blessings. It's just naturally, it's a 25% bonus, like, to all of those doing nothing. So, pretty dope. Okay, so the Lecta automatically is gonna, the Secura Lecta is also, and the Lecta also is just built in with electricity. Everybody who's been playing Warframe for the past year knows that, or anybody who consumes any type of melee content is going to know that melee influence kind of rules the kingdom as far as like wiping out or kills per minute with a melee. With that being said, you usually have to build for electricity to proc that, but this comes already stacked, so you could essentially build directly. If you didn't want anything else and you just wanted to do raw electricity, you could just build like this raw out. We'll see what we're gonna do. I'm thinking gas, because gas lingers around and it'll just stack some of those gas procs around you, and then we're running Nourish, so we're going to get the viral built right into the weapon by casting our Nourish.
I'm hilarious and proud, as are all my clan, the Reapers,
so
Wasters, those adrift in the byways.
I don't think we need to build essentially for viral. So we build for gas and electricity. I like that combo usually. The electricity is going to proc the melee influence. The gas is, and then if the influence starts getting kills, it's going to leave a bunch of gas clouds around, and essentially just on a lot of my nuke like AoE weapons, like the Brahma and all of that stuff. For a long time I've been running like leaving that gas cloud behind, because I think it was the Mutilist Ceranos that I first like recognized how powerful the gas like procs were when you just fire it, and I would like one shot enemies that I usually did not one shot with other weapons, and it was just because of that. Like building it with gas was just outrageous. So I think when you're like that, gas and electricity is probably where I would go. I forget who I picked that up from. Might have been Nightmare Frame, possibly. But I know they all do good stuff. Like I've watched all the top Warframe guys too. Like they're great, but I realize that they also go level cap all the time, and they're not usually like casual friendly. Like I said, this is also an end game build. Like I know this isn't a low, but like I'm also just kind of a casual slash OG. So I know a lot about the game, but I don't get like 8 hours a day to grind it anymore. So the COVID days were nice when I could get some long days of Warframe.
No pride to any of them.
But these type of builds make the most efficient time for me, like grinding. So that's what I like to try to put together.
Checked into the machine shop to get my mic serviced. Can't bloody
Oh, we're going to leave and go roll this ribbon real quick. Let's leave and go roll the ribbon. All right. Riveny. So I bought this, like I said, for 50 plat right before stream. Just threw up a quick post. So I wanted to get an unrolled Lecta ribbon, so that I could roll it on stream with you guys. Roll it on video. See if we can get something good here. So wasn't a terrible roll for unrolled. I mean, that's what it looks like max. You're going to get a bunch of cold and a bunch of crit chance. Just naturally, which is pretty cool, right? It's not a terrible roll for 50 plat. Unrolled. But we're going to put some Kuba into it. See what we can get. I think that would force... What is that? Corrosive? Or no, that's not corrosive. That's radiation. So I think that would force radiation on there. I do like the attack speed, but this is a lot of crit chance. So let's keep that on there. Like just the one element. Unless you're building for something specific, I don't want 2 elements on my ribbons. Like unless you need radiation, you can roll off of 1. Well, stay. Okay, see, like that's a nice roll right off like the bat, right? We didn't get the negative on there, but 1.6 range is nice. That's like a half. That's like reach, not primed reach, right? But I believe that's as much as just regular reach gives you. You're getting 159% base damage and 47.4% base attack speed. Like, what is even Prime Fury? 50? I don't know. Let's go look real quick. Because I don't think that's a terrible roll at all. We can roll it a couple more times to see what we get. I think that's not a bad roll for the first little go round here. So, let's, first of all, let's put it there. Let's and then let's put it up against other bots. So Prime Reach is definitely a V, right? And Fury. So 55% attack speed is Prime Fury. We got 47.4. So damn, just a little bit under Prime Fury rolled onto there. So that is massive. And then Prime Reach is 3, so I was right. A little over half of a Primed Reach mod. So this is actually a really good roll just for the base of it. And then just base melee damage. Where's the damage mods on melee? It is... I always forget the name. What is base damage on? Pressure point. Okay. Primed pressure point gives you 165% melee. This gives you 159. So essentially, you have a primed fury, just not maxed ranked. You have a primed pressure point, almost max ranked, and a half ranked prime reach or a regular reach, all wrapped into one mod. That's what a Riven disposition of 4 does for a weapon, which is just crazy to me because you see all the like meta weapons, you know, having that one disposition, and if you don't really pay attention to Rivens, you don't know what the difference is. That one disposition would have made all of these numbers percentages a lot lower, right? So this is going to allow this weapon to keep up with those top meta tier weapons, which is awesome. But the benefit of just having a Riven is crazy, and I was able to show you guys is like on some of these weapons, the 4s and the 5s, it is absolutely crazy, due to the fact that 55, so you get what 7%, 7.5% less than a full primed mod tucked in with, what did I say, 59? So 6% less melee damage, but it's on the same mod as the 7.5% less thing, and then half of another. So it's literally 2.5 primed mods. Just put it that way, wrapped into one mod. The crazy part is too, right? Is usually like, you know, you can't usually double things up. Like you wouldn't be able to put, you know, blind rage and rage or some. I mean, no, that works. I'm tripping. I'm more so looking for like parasitic vitality and vitality, or you know, doubling up the mods like that where you can't put on like Archon stretch and stretch, right? But I could throw on prime pressure point on top of that. I could put on prime fury on top of that to just stack it, and, you know, and then double everything. So I can put on primed reach on top of that, which I'm probably going to do. So this literally goes to like 7 meters around. Pretty crazy. So we'll definitely go with prime reach just to mess with it. We already got a pressure point on there, so I do not think we need to do that. Now, one of the unique things I like to do when I use a melee weapon for this specifically, right, for my Nekros, because I showed you guys that I use Despoil, right, and it takes away from my health rather than my energy. To recoup that, I usually use some of the unique weapons. So like the Hema gives you a health return on headshots. I run that and just go for headshots, and it gives me a lot. But I'm actually going to do Healing Return, which gives you 11 health per status type affecting the target. And we have the Epitaph as a primer, but also my dog is going to be priming and spreading statuses. We have Nourish, just spread viral around. We're going to build for gas and electricity, as well as puncture and slash. So like you heal like crazy with this, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. This goes for like pretty much any melee like health tank that I use. So when I run a Naros for melee, just pretty much anything that draws for my health, or like I run like the combat discipline aura, and then run this to combat it. There's a lot of different weapons that can give you some health though, return. So Healing Return is like really good though if you're running a bunch of statuses. So we're gonna go with that. We got a crazy wide range on it. We already got the base damage on it. Now we're gonna build. We're going to throw Elementalist in there because we got all those statuses going on. We'll build for crit chance, of course. We'll put Steel on there. Crit damage for show. We're not going to be able to do all of it right away, but this would be... All I have to do here is build the blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't have them low enough. I have to rank this and. Let's go roll this Riven a couple more times, see if we can get anything crazy out of it. A crit chance, crit damage type deal. Because we're running reach regardless. That does a prime pressure point, so it's taking off mods regardless of how you slice it. I mean, it's not bad how it is. I'm gonna have to form a couple times with the build that we have on. If we just slap on gas, it's a pretty solid build, like no matter what. But let's just see if we can get like some kind of a G roll or anything better than what we got. When you're rolling Rivens, make sure you pay attention. I can't tell you how many times I messed up. I never picked the wrong roll on something real good like this. I gotta roll it to find something else, and the RNG isn't as nice. See, now if that top one said crit chance, then crit damage cold like that, you might have been worth giving up the range because you're gonna run prime reach regardless. On the whip, you're trying to like hit as many things as you possibly can. So, like I'm putting prime reach on there anyways, so it's kind of overkill. Like it reaches even a little bit more. It might be nice to have something else in there. But the attack speed is gonna also make me just keep this here because like it's like 2.5 prime mod. I got like a prime pressure point and a prime fury. I just wish I could get this roll with a negative. That'd be great. Cause see what happens when you get the negative. Look at that attack speed. Jeez. Sheesh. 225% crit chance. That's crazy. Okay, initial combo, eh? Not minus range, not a chance. Crit chance for slide attack is crazy. Really trying to get that crit chance for slide attack is crazy. No, why did it have to be that? Oof. Ooh. Dang. Dang, 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 dang. Dang. Okay, so hear me out. The reason I say dang on this roll, right, is I lose the extra range, but like I said, I'm running reach anyways, right? Now I lose that base melee damage when, it's like, is that what you want to do? But really, you never build both. Like, so I was going to have to put a heat mod on there, right? I was going to do the 60/60 mod. Status duration on this, I don't love. The attack speed is more, so this is more than a primed fury gives you. 197%. Doubled for heavy attacks on the crit chance is crazy, and then it gives you the heat that you need for gas. If I throw a toxin mod on there, I could essentially fit condition overload in this thing too. but 84% status duration. I just don't want to do it. They're both really good rolls. That was a really good roll, but I do not like the negative status duration. Could have been like anything else, man. I don't want it to force corrosive, that's all, or like force anything, because I want that electricity to be separate proc. Burning it. That other roll was really good, man. I might have should have took it, but you live and you learn. See that, like, if that would have been that other roll with that type of a minus, dude, oosh, that would have been so great. Because 60% is literally 5% prime fury, so they just had so much attack speed. I mean, this isn't terrible either. Freaking plus 7 seconds to your combo duration makes you not have to run, what's its nuts? Marimon. Got the crit chance on there, got heat as well. No attack speed though, so I'm gonna roll with this, man. This is still essentially at base, I think, the better go. Because the range, I really kind of want to roll off. Like, range is great. Do not get me wrong. Now, I'm not going to be disappointed if I have to keep it. But I just feel like if there's one thing, even if I got, like, heat there or something else for my specific build, I think it would help me because I'm running reach. Regardless. I want that plus. +2 for range. It's crazy. That minus just gives me so much juice in the stack. Oh, Yo. But then I have to put in the tax. Oh, why couldn't that just say attack speed? I keep getting like so close to what I want. Because with Toxin, again, I'm building gas, right? So I could just throw on just a heat mod. Get the melee damage, which keeps off prime pressure point, because this smacks this 159. That's another freaking 30%. So this is higher than a prime pressure point. So you're getting a lot of base melee damage. The combo duration's crazy. It's adding 9 seconds before your combo duration comes down, like before your combo comes down. Which is like crazy because you're going to be hitting somebody else within 9 seconds plus the base. So that's, well, I don't even know, like maybe 13 seconds or some shit. And then 100% Toxin is crazy because of the 60/60 mods, you know? So you're looking at like, dang, and then this is a harmless negative, man. We're already running reach, so we'll lose that extra overkill, but we'll lose the attack speed, which means we have to throw Prime Fury on it, so it doesn't kill 2 mods. This kills 2.5 mods. This kills 2 mods. This still ends up being. The attack speed was on that other one. Combo duration just isn't. Status chance like this. Boy, it's a great roll too. What do I got left? Any? Nope. All right. We got us. We saw a couple of good ones, chat. We saw a couple of good ones, but overall, in my head, I think I still took, even though I didn't get the negative that are necessarily all the stats I wanted. I still think in the long run this is going to be a best chat. We'll leave it with just electricity right now. We'll throw on our melee. For now, we'll bring that down a little bit. Right. Throw Prime Breach on there, but we'll do it in a minute since we got the little bit of extra on here. Throw on our gas. Actually, we'll see what this looks like and how efficiently I kill with it, because if it's overkill to slap that extra range on there, you might get a lot more killing power out of those. I know a lot of people don't like them faction mods, but I feel like them faction mods could give you, like the smite mods could really stack that. Let's go back to the relay real quick. We'll bless ourselves with a credit booster. And then we'll test this thing out a little bit. Bless ourselves with credits. Navigation. See a Lewis survival. I don't know what I just put in there. It's crazy work.
The Orican Neural Sentry is attempting to purge you from this place. Stand by for life support. If you have a necromech, this would be an excellent place to deploy it.
A couple of things to make this as efficient as possible. That wasn't how I expected to jump into it. What we need to do is change our focus school to Naramon while doing this so we can get that power spike. Activate that with this. 'tis a must. Now we can go back and show you. Junction survival.
If they scan you, sentient fighters won't be far behind. The longer you hold out, the deeper I can search. But if you need to leave, extraction is ready. Hiding Lua in the void risked the unfathomable. I fear we are seeing the consequences of that risk now. Destroy these void-stained enemies. Sentient has detected you. Fighters incoming.
probably should have tested this. It's getting late. I got a long day, but. Because again, it's great and all for them to use this, but not if I were. This weapon?
Your will was greater. This is good.
80,000. Now we're looking for 6 minutes isn't bad, but
Your enemies have grown fierce. Use all that you have learned.
not doing it.
The Orican Neural Sentry is attempting to purge you from this place.
Not.
Stand by for life support.
Or we might have to build
due to the Circulus's proximity. If you have an Necromech, you may use it. Scouts. If they detect you, fighters will soon attack. They know you're here. Prepare for sentient fighters. The longer you hold out, the deeper I can search. But if you need to leave, extraction is ready. Hiding Lua in the void risked the unfathomable. I feel we are seeing the consequences of that risk now. Destroy these void-stained enemies.
Your channel powers are useless. Your channel powers are useless.
Everything you do is okay. I think we just kind of pull everything together. use that new weapon actually.
Those oculists are scanning for targets.
I mean, maybe if you run Deadhead, you
The sentient is on to
life
you.
support.
Look
baby.
out for troopers.
That's how survivable the build is, at least. I'm over here just zero life support and thugging it out. I definitely want the Secura to be more powerful. You
Your
definitely
will
probably do
was greater.
better with
This is
grouping
good.
ability to like pack that gas in. Or maybe build corrosive electricity.
You have new quests
It's
in your
not
codex.
working out how I want it to. So let's try it simply with the Sciatic, which if you guys don't know what that is, it is the new weapon that came in with Erexia, and it is its unique trait is alternate fire lobs a webbed snare that damages, paralyzes, and groups up to 8 enemies within 15 meters, but the number of enemies is afflicted. The number of enemies afflicted is multiplied by multi-shot. So essentially, we just go crazy with the multi-shot. 11.6 before our stacks. Let's see what else we got on there. Now, to put that in perspective, though, this is only a 1 Riven disposition. I rolled this 25 times just to get any type of multi-shot on it. I also got lucky to get crit chance. I do not love the minus projectile speed, but the multi-shot is where it's at because we're just kind of trying to group as many builds. So, I need to see if there's any more multi-shot. Lethal Torrent. Sorry, yeah. 4 formas only. Brr. Seven spots. Chicky. Let's go. Bring the pretty sure it's the Orkin out there. So, grouping and see if it'll work, and then I'll probably jump off, guys. Jump back on and see if I can break it a little bit more tomorrow. But if we go down
Each enemy is more powerful than before. Only with true mastery of the Tenno arsenal will you succeed.
The Orican Neural Sentry is attempting to purge you from this place. Stand by for life support. you have a Necrolith, this would be an excellent place to deploy it. Oculists are scanning for targets. They know you're here. Prepare for sentient fighters.
Your techno powers are useless.
The longer you hold out, the deeper I can search. But if you need to leave, extraction is ready. Void signatures, but outside the corrupted. They are draining your life support, and fast. Eliminate them quickly. oculists. If they scan you, sentient fighters won't be far behind.
You are a blade. You exist to strike. You strike
So
to
11
win.
minutes.
The lesson ends.
Quarter man, not as great as I said as efficient as good as I would like it to be. I slap like ensnare on there. With the range that I have. If we did it like that, we wouldn't need to decide that again tomorrow. I think what I'm gonna do here is go back to the epitaph. We got our Lecta still, and then here I'm going to duplicate. So, same build, except we will not have Nourish. We will now have Ensnare. See what we got on that. It's a 57-meter range, so I think if you pull all those people together, strip them, smack them, they'll be more efficient. Strictly for this and being a little lazier, so you don't have to recast the Scientid's secondary fire to keep grouping, because it didn't last very long either. So I think that this is the difference there, is that the ensnare grouping will last to a cooldown rather than just the quick 2 little seconds.
The art of combat must be practiced to
But if you
truly
wanted to keep
master
Nourish,
the canvas of war.
it could be 100% feasible for you to jump.
The Orican Neural Sentry is attempting to purge you from this place. Stand by for life support. scouts. If they detect you, fighters will soon attack.
Your Tenno powers are useless.
The sentient has detected you. Fighters incoming. The longer you hold out, the deeper I can search. But if you need to leave, extraction is ready. Hiding Lua in the void risked the unfathomable. I fear we are seeing the consequences of that risk now. Destroy these void-stained enemies.
exist to strike. You strike to win.
Another 10 minutes.
The lesson ends.
That's 10 minutes, so I feel like if you run the hour, you're just passively doing it. I don't know how many you'll get. It might have been a reach on being able to break the meta. You'll probably still make more creds when you directly farm them, but you wouldn't be getting everything else that you see, you know, in the missions that you're also grabbing. Steal essence while you're doing it, things like that sort. I will fire up a stream tomorrow, try to make the Secura Lecta a more efficient killer. Maybe try the deadheads so we don't have to do the Naramon. We can get the casting speed and stuff off of the Matter Eye and the power strength. But it wasn't a total fail. It's just trying to find out where the best farms would be. Like I said, 250,000 in 10 minutes. Is really not bad. It's the boosted credits is nice, as you can see, like the credit breakdown. So I think over time, it'll really add up. We were killing pretty efficiently with that on there. Like I said, I mean, you can pull it up. I'll do some more testing and really figure it out. You could have your shadows up a lot more. To draw aggro, obviously, if I was paying attention to my things, you could stay in there a lot longer. But I wanted to see how quickly I could do it. Maybe I'll look on YouTube and see if any of my friend creators out here have come up with any strategies to run, you know, more than 250,000 credits in that span. If there's a better mission to possibly run for, like, that has higher drops or something. Maybe Tech Rot or something. I'm not sure. But I'll do some more research, guys, and I'll keep grinding. I am going to jump off for the night and rest my eyes. But tomorrow I will throw up a stream at some point. And once I perfect this and get to the bottom of it, I will make a full video on some passive credit farming. I appreciate you tuning in. And if you like or learn something, holla, like, follow. Haha!